people ask me, what do you miss now that you're not coaching? I said, well, I miss the relationships. Because coaching is working with people, either as players, administrators, management staffs, or coaching staffs. And, when all of a sudden you're not in that and you've been in it all most of your life, you really miss that part of it. And I brought Coach Jeffrey's staff here. I just cut it out this right. I brought him a chief coaching staff philosophy. What that is, Dick Vermeil's coaching staff philosophy. Okay. This is the first section is dealing with the players. Okay. Now I'm telling them how I want them to deal with players. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 pages of dealing with players. Coach at UCLA, John Wood, who just retired. I was an assistant 1 year at UCLA, and he was still coaching. And then I came back there 3 years later as the head football coach, and he just retired. Still had an office on campus. Spent a lot of time talking with him. And you can read his books. I've read his books, but I heard it in person. And you talk about a guy that had a defined approach to working with teaching, motivating people to be better. And I would discuss problems I was having with him. And one day I was talking about USC across town, because you're not going to be successful in LA unless you can be USC. It's tough to do. Okay. And it's a great school, private school. Kids can get in there, and your kids you couldn't recruit. You could use that as an excuse for losing if you want. So I'm talking to him about USC one day, and he said, he said, don't worry about those guys across town. That's exactly what he said. He called them those guys. Don't worry about those guys across town. Just do a great job of helping each kid on your football team be the best he can possibly be. And if you can do that collectively as a staff, the results of how you compete against USC will take care of itself. And and I never forgot that. When I came into Philadelphia Eagles, I worried about Dallas Cowboys home, but I really worried more about making these players better. But great example. When you watch these guys in the Olympics, how many times they got trials, they do this and that, and they're breaking world record 2, 3 times in a row, sometimes the third time in the same day. So coaching smarter, tougher, better conditioned, faster principles. We felt if we did a great job as an organization with our players, and it actually doesn't matter what sport you're coaching, with those philosophies, then we could beat teams that weren't doing us a good job in those areas, even though maybe they were better physically. Okay? And fortunate coach, there are key guys that make a difference. There are a lot of guys that make a contribution. You gotta have guys that make a contribution. But the key difference makers, if you're really going to be successful, you gotta have it. Again, what do you really believe in? Maybe it all starts with the kids, it starts with the players. The value system, and then you gotta live it. You gotta live your value. If you want, you cannot expect a team to be what you are not. So that's all. That's what I'm talking about in a lot of this kind of stuff.